Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of our Broken Earth Gamers Academy. Now, the situation is as follows. The aliens are on Omir and on that other planet, Salacia here. And that's all for now. And they are sending mostly more agents towards Earth apparently. So they are not super established here. And so from there, I interpret that the aliens also start a bit more relaxed compared to normal campaign starts, where they start with multiple ships and one on its way to Jupiter and so on. Here, they are just slower, which is a good thing for us, because we are now in a pretty good spot. We just got hit with the crackdown event from They Have Not Come in Peace, which cracked down half of our control points, for example 2 here and 2 here and so on, and we lost most of our public opinion, which is okay. And we also are on its way to Mars, so we just want to get the mining base up there, and then we can use that to make stations in Earth orbit. We already have Huxley producing a bit of xenology here, getting us a decent bonus. But what we actually want to get up as soon as possible are information science research centers. Here, for example, this one, because then we can get knowledge investment bonuses. And this campaign will be mostly about Earth science, I assume, because we do have this massive bonus as the Academy towards Earth science. So there was this research from nation here, plus 50%. 20 here, 10 here. I think there is another 10 and another 20% in the tech tree. So we would end up around 120% bonus. That's a lot. Not sure where the other 18% comes from, but who knows. And yeah, this is just so in favor of an Earth economy game. I mean, we can consider doing a Mars fortress, but I don't want to go to railguns because we do have energy research bonuses. So instead, we could consider to just really dive into lasers as soon as possible, which means we go for infrared combat lasers here, and then we go into arc lasers, and I think arc lasers are the first one we can use. And then as soon as possible into phasers when we have exotics. But without exotics, we can only use the arc lasers, and then whatever we can build from there, like the UV or green arc. Something like this. I do like the thought of that, because with the energy bonus of 100%. Yeah, we're on at 15 already by now. We can also go into the fusion tech extremely fast. And therefore we can aim for the proton-proton fusion right from the get-go. And say like, okay, we are going to build a laser fleet. Running just lasers. No, we are not going to go coil guns, no rail guns, something like this. Maybe some particle weapons, because they're also energy based. And then lasers. I really like this thought, because then we can just skip the whole railgun, coil gun tech tree and rather focus on getting at least the arc lasers with green or something on top of that. So we could go for, we have infrared, and then we have infrared arc, and then green arc here, and then ultraviolet. If we can get to green arc lasers relatively quickly, that would be a feasible weapon for early fights. Of course, it's much harder, in my opinion, with the lasers compared to coil guns. But why not? Maybe we can make it work. And yeah, we probably have to take out one alien ship, though, with missiles just for the quest line. But yeah, let's use our energy research, and then we need to also get material and military research bonuses to get these technologies that we need, because we need military research for the weapons and the ships, We need material for the drives and armor. And then we need energy for the general energy techs, which unlock material projects for reactors and so on. And then we have basically everything that we need. Sounds great to me. And then we can skip quite a lot of other things. And now we need to fix this. So the big question is, what will happen? Will they try to crack us
Things
here?
are stabilizing.
And what can we do to increase our science a bit? So I'm leaning towards considering here to retake... This one is also a big crackdown, but we could still consider going for the Puerto Rico runs here. Just get the 33 science that we can get here, which is basically 66 for us. Or we go for something else, but I'm not sure what. Okay, there's something on Eros. In July we get the Mars.
Every form I have to
Then we go independence movement, which will get us the additional command, a control point cap. And now what do we want to research here? I don't want to go mission for the asteroids. Maybe we should, because the aliens are not there yet, so we can get Ceres. Huh. And we could get some other asteroids as well. On the other hand, I would like to get a grid drive or something. But do we need to? We could play without a grid drive. We could play without or even without a Helican. We could try to just dive into Earth sides. Which would mean we want to get the orbitals as fast as possible. And orbitals, I think we have the technology already on its way. So now we go into the full tree, and rather let's see if there anything for knowledge that we can get. The information science centers, of course. Media literacy training and Ivory Tower. Ivory Tower we already have. Augmented learning we also have, but media literacy training is after arrival culture. That's far away. That would be something we can aim for. Oh, we can also go for antimatter with our energy bonus. Need to forget about. Yeah, space research. Let's go for space research and space agriculture and directed space research, and then the fifth agent is basically on the way as well, because we have to go into quantum encryption. Yeah, I think I like the thought of that. We need photonic computing anyway. But we could also use the cybernetics to buff our persons. The resource utilization could also be useful. And then, nuclear freighters. I think it's too late now. So we can skip some of these things here. So either we break into photonic and then into advanced atomic manipulation and so on. Or we just go straight into industrialization of space. And then we can get a nanofactory. This would delay science a bit. Science from space. Oh, here's national labs. Okay, arrival loyalties. I want national labs. Because then we can get even more science from our nations. And that's going to be repaying itself quite fast. Now we push the solar steamers out. And yeah. Yeah, there's global command structure. Exactly what we need. So we are going to prioritize this one higher than the knowledge bonus. And yeah, we have 1 year until the crackdowns return. And the question is, okay, how much are we going to lose?
At your service.
So we can definitely get these ones back.
Targeting the
With
opposition.
8.
Standing by.
And now we have to work on public
I will try to
campaigns.
sway the
One
public.
here.
Standing by
You're
for
doing-
orders. Acknowledged.
Okay, we also
Ready to go.
only have
Ready to go.
more or less one person for public opinion right now if we use the other for
I'm
the purchase.
Ready for orders.
Not cool. But I guess we have to work with that. keep the unrest low here.
Restoring order.
Because we still want to just continue building up our nations here. And let's wait one mission phase before I skip forward to see if anyone is doing anything hostile against us. We do have quite some non-aggression pacts here. We do have resistance, we have protectorate, we have initiative. I didn't find anyone from Humanity First.
Have any effect.
And Exodus we lost in between, so maybe we can find them again to get one as well before they start purging us. They already did something.
Our associates are now in charge.
Right, that's I should have thought about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have to think about how we can prevent these kind of things now. I mean, the other factions are also relatively close to the cap, so they cannot take everything from us. Yeah, they can't. So that's good for us, so we have an easier time repurging.
Ready for orders.
So we are going to continue here, just take what we can. Why is that so low now?
Removing our enemies. Where to?
15. That's not worth it. Let's do some public campaigns first. To fix all this here. And yeah. Let's see how terrible it will get. And what we can get as orcs here as well. For example, this one would be really nice. More persuasion to buff up what we got here. Even though we should build him into investigation and espionage. Right now, let's first fix our nations again. And then talk about and think about hunting down an alien and so on. Yeah, I think we can. This should all work out relatively well. If we don't lose too much. I mean, the Exodus one we can get probably by repurching again. But this is also only Chile, that's not too critical here. And here's our probe at Mars, and we can see now what we got there. And let's see if we can pull out the first base here. So, ooh, 60 water deposit on Mars. That's rare. What else do we have here? I know that the biggest problem for us probably will be nobles. So we need to find good asteroids for that, but also we should consider making bases here on Mars with these kind of deposits. For example, even though this one is tempting, it's a very bad first choice. Because we need something that gives us everything. Okay, for example, we don't have fissiles here. Aye, this Mars is not great. I mean, it has some nice bases like this one. It's not that great, but this one is definitely good. It's decent, 40 metal, not bad. We could also consider doing a solar base powered Mars, but we have relatively far away with the research from that. So I'm going to think. I'm thinking to take this one here right now, even though volatiles will be short afterwards. But that should fix itself relatively fast. 4.6 here. 2. I think we do have enough water, so let's take the 13 metal slot before it's gone. So it's Mars Mountain. Definitely also want Olympus Mons here for the metal. We need water and something first. So this costs us only 10.6 boost. And then the big question is, how much does the outpost mining cost us? 123? Wow. Okay. I guess we don't have enough metal. Boost. No, wait a second. Based on Earth, we are rebuilding in space, so that's not a problem. A 1.2 boost. Okay, that's nothing. So what do we need to send over? It's only nobles. Huh. Well, that's easy. And then we have to go into... This one costs 10. Okay. No, 1.6. I'm misreading this. Okay, that's cheap. That's really cheap. This means I'm going to put down, like, as many bases as we can. Because what we got is what we got. Yeah, right, I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to do all the bases and then skip forward, see what happens here, but... That's cheap. I mean, that's the benefit of getting that lunar base here, which really gives you a wealth injection for the Mars project. None of the AIs should be able to even compete with me here. So for example, Humanity First doesn't have water or volatiles. Resistance has basically nothing. Servants have a bit. They also all don't have a lot of boost. I mean, yeah, that's 63, that's good. 14 is not much. 45 is okay. Exodus basically has nothing, so they have 144 boost, so they can put the base up. But yeah, that's gonna be costly for them. Yeah, we're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor here. And just put down as many bases as we can. I'm definitely going to grab the Olympus Mons and Arcadia. And then I have to see how many I actually want to make, because I want to also prepare the orbitals in Earth orbit afterwards. So I'm going to think about this for a second. Okay, here we are in April, a year later. I have jumped forward quite a bit, and we have reached the orbital technology, global technology. And also apparently we finished alien methods here.
We must...
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about this, because for those who know my channel, they should know the campaign from my last Academy playthrough and all these before. And I don't want to spoil too much. So, yeah, what we are doing currently is we are waiting for Mars to finish. So Mars bases will be operational in May, 20th of May, so in a month. Then everything is going online, which will enable us to have a really good space economy. Then I can also get rid of the moon base here and put even more stations in orbit of Earth. I'm considering to... Nah, we don't have the mission control to do more. So I already put up some stations here. And with the orbital technology, we should be able to then get even more research output going. So currently we would have 2, 4, 6, 8 information science labs. That gets us 24% investment bonus into knowledge. We want to get the maximum of 30% as soon as possible. And then the bonus for mission control. And then afterwards we have to see what kind of research bonuses we want for our projects here. In the end, we are now gunning for the 5th counselor to get this slot here. And then we are also gunning for the first ships and the first lasers. And then we can maybe begin doing something in space. But we also want tier 2 research enabled first. So we want all of that going, and then we can continue from there. Our science output should double again as soon as the crackdowns run out, which is in July. So 3 months from now, then we have survived this as well. And therefore, we just buy time currently by annexing, for example, Guyenne here. Then we move forward to annex Uruguay. And when this one is done, we go forward to annex Costa Rica here, or Panama, because we do have a claim from Colombia there. And when this is done, I think I'm going to shift focus. I'm starting to take over here these fun nations here, Dominion of Hellas and Republic of Rome. And I'm considering to just have some fun here, or if we have way too many points, pick another nation here, either in Africa, like trying to get rid of the servants here in Namibia, or maybe try to get rid of the protectorate in Australia. However, to make this work, we will need a much better counselor on crackdown and purge. That's why I also want to hunt down the 5th one, because then we can buy another one who can do these kind of jobs. Because right now we only have persuasion people or science people, and therefore, like, we have 2 scientists here, we do have 1 major persuasion person, then we do have a command in under construction here, and then this person who is currently also a lot of persuasion but will be shifted over to investigation espionage as soon as we can. And yeah, that should get us all we need to eventually break some of the larger AI faction nations like Australia or Mozambique, Namibia here, whatever we want. And for fun, we can start to build these 2 up, which I want to ally here, and then yeah, let's see what we can do here. Conquer some stuff and so on. Just a lot of, yeah, probably have some meme countries under construction there. So, and now let's just jump forward until the mining is done, or rather until the crackdowns are done, and let's see what our situation from there onward is actually like. Well, here we are now on July 11th. On the 15th, the crackdown ends, and then we can finally do something about our stuff again and try to reclaim what is ours, rightfully ours. Meanwhile, every mission control that we get, I have shifted into investing into it again. I will help us upgrade our orbitals here, and then our settlement on Mars here, and also the Pluto base will be eventually on 20th of July decommissioned. That will also free up 2 mission control. So all of that will help us here. But now let's see where we are after the crackdown expires. Really curious to see how far over cap we are. Ah, we are not over cap. Good. And so we do have this back, all good here. So the only control points we have to reclaim are these 2 here. Actually, let's start with the resistance here, as it's currently broken, so we can take it. No problem. And now we have to probably somehow make a crackdown work here. That's -50. Wow. That's a lot. And that's going to be hard to break. Very interesting. Meanwhile, I failed my attack here on Guyen because the military score is too high. It's 3.8 almost, and we are around 2.2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the Republic of Rome for help. The 2 armies are currently on its way back from Mozambique, where they were apparently attacking the servants or helping them. Something in this direction. And now I'm going to recall them and then put this one into the war with the Guyenne here to help Brazil out. And that hopefully fixes some issues that we have here and speeds all of this conquest up. I'm not sure if I want to invest into military long-term here, but we get a decent amount of score currently from the investment points here. So let's see. In the end, knowledge investments or education investments are still our top priority. But we are up to 1.6k science now, which means I think I feel ready to push the global research in the direction of the 5th agent, therefore quantum encryption. So I have to see what we need to do for this, because it will also unlock tier 2 science on the way. That's going to be the objective for now. And until then, we are probably going to just build up. For Europe here, I had the plan that after we have finished South America, that we are going to attack Padania here, and then Yugoslavia with the help from Hellas, because we have a decent amount of claims that we share. And then we are connected here, can take out Albania and Bulgaria, integrate all of that into the empires here, and continue from there onward. If I really got time, I can also crack down here on Turkey to integrate it sooner into the dominion of Hellas, which, because we are already at war here, so why not? But yeah, let's see. By the way, does Rome have a claim on Athens? It has. Oh, but it's a hostile claim, so we cannot peacefully unify in any way, sadly. Doesn't matter though. We're just gonna have fun. And yeah, that's basically for now. I think I'm going to just speed forward a few months, see what happens, and then I'm going to make a cut in this episode. Okay, we are closing up 2117, and we have 2.6k science by now. So the year showed us a really big increase in science output, which mostly comes from the new orbitals and settlement hubs that we have finished up here. And all of them have some kind of research lab in them, which results in us having pretty good investment percentages as well. You can see here, if one would sum this up, we would see that we only get 25% of these modifiers here. So I need to get one more station of that kind out. So let's quickly do it. We do have the mission control again. Although we are very close to the hate cap of 50, which is... Ooh. Oh, we don't have a slot. Alright. Well, then we can't. That's a problem. Then we have to find one eventually and convert it to our side or something. Maybe we can bribe someone to switch sides here eventually. But anyway, we do have pretty good investment percentages now. So, as we see here. And also we do have some decent orcs by now. So we have a 162 energy investment rate. And all the others are also above 50%. So now we can really speed up. I'm currently going towards the quantum stuff. So this one leads into advancement atomic manipulation, which we already are working on. Then quantum computing will be up. We still need to do neural networks though. That will be the next one though. And then we go into encryption already, for which we also need to self-preparing software. All of that really good. And this will also open up directed space research, which is the current goal of all the stuff I'm doing, because then we can rework the stations we have into tier 2 science station and also squeeze some nanofactories in for some economy bonuses on Earth. In regards to economy, we are booming. With the modifiers from this broken Earth scenario, we have already 48 investment points here. That's a lot. And from there, we can see that our knowledge score has already, education score has already jumped up to 6.9, almost 6.9. And it's good. That's really, really good. And I still want to move the Georgetown over from here. But for that, we need to make peace, and I can't conquer Kourou. Kourou is just too high in the military score. I can't make it work. I'm going to try to crack down my way into it now. And then we can take it over. But that's something for the next episode. It will probably happen off screen. And then I still need to annex Uruguay here with 30 million. That will bump up our nation pretty nicely. We do have a growth of only 2.3% per year now. It has significantly slowed down. But that's okay, I guess. And Earth population-wise, we already have gone up 800 million people in the years of this campaign. So we started around 5.5 to 5.6, and now we are at 6.3. So growth rates in this broken Earth scenario are insanely high due to the lower education scores. And yeah, so all of this, pretty good, going up quickly. Also, the carbon dioxide going up. It's not too fast, but it's definitely going up from all the economy we are doing, or everybody is doing. And now, if we go to all nations, let's see. We do have some of the big ones, but there's still, of course, Namibia, the USA remnant, Australia, the other USA remnant, the other Australia, USA remnant, and then Canada. So these are all pretty decent industrialized nations. In regards to science, however, we are leading big time. So we have 400 output here. That's a lot. And then Australia and the others are following suit. And Colombia here is again from our side. And population-wise, we are also pretty far ahead, and we even own Argentina, which is the second most populated nation on the planet as of now. And then also on rank 6 we have Colombia, which is also ours. So the planned South American Union eventually will be quite big. However, we still need to release Uruguay, not Uruguay, Bolivia here. So that's something we are going to do next, I think, to get La Paz into Bolivia, which will be the starting point of the South American Union. And the idea is that we then invest into government score here and bring this one up. However, I'm going to wait with that due to the fact that we can still get the education score up first to around 8 to 9, and then we do the government switch. So that we can continue building this nation up afterwards, and we just release it when it is time. So we also want to finish the mission control here, and then knowledge to 8, and then we're probably gonna release that nation, bring it up to government 10, and then unify everything together. Roughly that's the plan. Not sure if it's realistic, but who knows? Let's see. We try our best. Meanwhile, Brazil is booming. We're going to get another 60 million people roughly. So impressive. And I think there is another Brazil project. If I remember this correctly, I think there is like Guardian of the South. Let's see. Brazil. Stewards of the South, that's the name. It's also behind Great Nations. We could consider squeezing this one in as well, because we would get Bogota, Quito, Salta, Buenos Aires, and Neuquén, whatever. La Paz is, of course, the foundation for the South American Union. And then we got some hostile claims, so that might be a problem. Yeah, not sure. Maybe it's worth doing the 10,000. Maybe. Or we just skip it and immediately do the South American Union here. The benefit here would be that we can build one big Brazil with the southern bits, and then unify the remnants here into the South American Union already. And then we have 2 nations in South America, which we can build up separately until we reach that point where we say like, okay, now we want to merge to maximize science even more. Or we save the 10,000 and go South American Union straight away. But I think we only want to do this if we get to 10 government here in Bolivia. So that's the hurdle. But this should all go relatively smoothly due to the fact that we have so high investment point coverages here and investment point ratios. So for example, even if we were to invest here now, it would get us 0.0025, let's say, government. So 100 points would be 0.25. That's... yeah, it's 4 months. So 16 months for a point. 16 months for 1 point. We would need 6.4 points. Yeah, that's like 60. Ah, that's a lot of time. That's almost 100 months. So that's 8 years roughly. That's a long time. It's definitely a long time. It will be more efficient on a smaller nation though. So the smaller one will probably be faster. So yeah, let's get education up because that also improves the government score gain. And then from there we can see what happens. Actually, we can stop investing that hard here into mission control and rather push knowledge up. I think that's a good idea. And yeah, leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode where we are going to build pretty much Super America and also pay more attention to our Italy and Greece, which we are going to use for foundation of new empires that we want to build up. And maybe we are going to expand even further outward eventually. depending how everything works out. I also consider to build some navies here to help out, but we don't have military scores, so probably pointless. Let's see. There's also, of course, an alien invasion that we maybe have to take care of eventually, which we shouldn't ignore too much. Yeah. See you then. Leave a like, and yeah, let's hope this works out.